Hey, what happened to the campaign? What happened with Black Ops 4?
It wasn't a campaign as people usually refer to it anyway. So it's like people say, what happened to the campaign? It's like, well, it wasn't campaign in the first place.
What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and it's seriously been a busy week if you're a Call of Duty content creator, but this is something I really didn't expect. So yesterday I put up my Memorial Day special. It was a new Zombies Easter egg that got found over on Alpha Omega. That will be linked down below in the description. It was a very fitting Easter egg for the holiday, if I don't say so myself. But earlier yesterday, I did come across leaked gameplay of the canceled Black Ops 4 campaign that was posted over on Reddit, and I was a bit nervous to get a video like this put together, but I think we should be in the clear. Other content creators have already posted this. We're gonna go ahead and live react to the gameplay since I've only seen screenshots and little clips of it. I haven't seen the actual full gameplay, and after that we'll go ahead and analyze the footage and go over some new information about Call of Duty 2020. So let's jump right into this. Alright, find the CEO. Obviously this is an alpha build, so the character models look like a bit of a yikes. Got an ICR here. The HUD looks kind of similar to what we have now, but yeah, still a bit clunky. And obviously this is on Seaside, so not much different from the Specialist HQ we have right now. It's literally just like playing combat training on multiplayer maps, right? Nice explosion there. I just wonder if every mission would have been like this, where they just take multiplayer maps and just throw certain objectives on them, right? Secure the restaurant. Okay. And we don't see this 2v2 component in the gameplay like we had reported from Kotaku. But I believe you were able to play this on solo anyway, without any teammates. Just going through. Pretty generic gameplay. I do have an image of an actual new area of the Scrap Black Ops 4 campaign that was supposed to be featured. I don't think it was from a multiplayer map, so I'll put that on screen after this footage is up. I made a video about that a long time ago. Okay, kind of just going through here. It would have been cool if there were game modes in multiplayer that took elements from this Scrap campaign. We have to rescue hostages and secure different points a little bit differently than what we're used to. Right? So this didn't completely go to waste. But we do have Specialist HQ. The only difference I can see so far is like Woods talks to you throughout Specialist HQ versus some unknown talking to you throughout these missions here. I also wonder if... Oh, here's a Strife. Nice. I also wonder if they would have tried to make the multiplayer maps look a little bit different in the final build if it had gotten that far in development, right? Neutralize more hostiles, right? I see a tent there. But okay, that is it. It is just about 2.5 minutes of footage. And I'm not sure if more footage will be posted over the next couple days or so. I have heard whispers in the community lately that early builds and even alpha builds of previous Call of Duties have been playable lately. So I wouldn't be surprised to see more footage like that on the internet. But you know what Activision feels about early gameplay of alpha builds, right? They always strike it down. So again, this video disappears for whatever reason. It was Activision, but hopefully we're all in the clear. We're just talking about this. We know it exists. I know Treyarch had denied that there was ever a campaign, but we all know the truth, and I'll get to that in a second. But would this have been any better than Specialist HQ? That's the big question, and my best answer to that is maybe if the co-op element was fun, but we don't know very much about the co-op element, the 2v2 race portion of this campaign. Maybe that could have saved it, but then again, I'm just happy that Blackout exists, because it's more than likely miles better than whatever this campaign would have turned out to be by the time the game actually released. But here's what we do know about the actual campaign from Black Ops 4 thanks to verified insiders like Kotaku. So, as they officially said, according to the report, the campaign would have mainly been structured around co-op and PvP. It was meant for 2 players to team up against 2 other players. As you play through the narrative, certain events will bring you head-to-head with the other faction, which would allow players to fight 2v2 in a campaign story setting. So we didn't get factions and zombies, but we might have actually got factions in this scrapped campaign, but that didn't happen either. So factions missions just did not happen to any extent within Black Ops 4, unfortunately. But before the start of the campaign, players were free to pick a faction to associate with. Doing this dictates the missions you gain access to and your place in the narrative. For example, one team would be tasked with protecting a high-value target as the other team aims to take out said target. So we kind of just saw that in the gameplay. So that is fairly interesting, but in terms of a narrative and, you know, a fluent storyline, would that have really worked, right? Especially considering Treyarch's goal with Black Ops 4 was to kind of wrap up all loose ends, so to speak, kind of bring everything together, right? The Mason and Woods arc, the Specialist arc from Black Ops 3, and kind of wrap all that up, tie a bow around all of it, and hopefully end all of it by the end of said story. But a 2v2 element doesn't seem like it would have done the best job at that, right? It would have felt like there would have been, you know, too many alternate takes on whatever story they were trying to tell. But Treyarch also intended for players to be able to switch factions if they didn't like where the narrative was taking them. The entire campaign could also be played solo, so we did see that. That answers my question, with bots filling in for other players. But Treyarch's grand plan was to obviously engineer a unique experience. So I do definitely appreciate Treyarch's attempt to innovate the campaign experience, because what happens every year, right? A campaign comes out, people play through it, maybe once or twice, maybe they go for platinum, but that's it. There's no replayability with it. Maybe their goal is to finally create some replayability with this campaign where you would go back to it. Maybe there would be contracts, right? And different challenges throughout the season to go back and play certain missions to unlock reserve cases, to unlock certain weapons. That would have been cool to see, but could that have been accomplished? I don't know. We did get some beautiful cutscenes out of this scrapped campaign, though. We saw them in Specialist HQ, so those didn't go to waste. Those obviously weren't just made for Specialist HQ. They were made for this co-op campaign, but luckily we did get to see how beautiful those were. But when it comes to Treyarch developers having to deny the existence of this campaign, here's the truth, and you guys know it. Developers can't come out and say, yeah, we were working on a campaign, it was going pretty shitty, and we scrapped it to make Battle Royale to compete with Fortnite. They can't come out and say that. They were paid, or, you know, maybe they weren't even paid to say that it didn't exist, but more than likely, they might have been paid to say, yeah, there was never a campaign in development, we always wanted this to be a, you know, multiplayer experience, right, for a Call of Duty for the first time. We wanted this to be multiplayer driven, and technically that is kind of true, right? This game was really driven by the multiplayer, right? With Blackout, with multiplayer, and with zombies, right? It was a multiplayer experience, so to speak. And even if the campaign saw light of day, it still was some type of multiplayer. It wasn't really a solo campaign in the first place. So technically, their statement about the campaign never existing was kind of true, because we weren't going to see a traditional campaign with this game whatsoever. Now, here's another point, too. The leadership we've had over at Treyarch was responsible for the Black Ops 3 campaign and the campaign that was supposed to be in Black Ops 4, whatever we just saw on screen. So maybe it really was time for new leadership. Maybe the leadership we've had for so many years wasn't capable of making another iconic Treyarch campaign, and somebody new had to step in to really ensure we get some phenomenal Treyarch storylines in the future. And Treyarch knows how to make a damn good campaign. Look at World at War, look at Black Ops 1, look at Black Ops 2. They know how to make a good campaign. Black Ops 3 was sort of getting there. I mean, I see what they were going for, but I think they were just forced to call it Black Ops 3, which is why, you know, the storyline they were telling kind of got jeopardized a little bit. But I think new leadership could definitely ensure a solid storyline going in the Call of Duty 2020 campaign. Maybe it was time for somebody new to step in, but in terms of David Vonderhaar now, something I saw the other day, he put out a tweet reminiscing on the success of Black Ops 3's marketing and that wonderful trailer we got, and people saw that and assumed that maybe this is hinting at a trailer dropping later this week. But honestly, when I saw the tweet, I'm like, wait a second, usually trailers get done a little while in advance before we actually get some official marketing. But maybe there have been trailers in the past that were rushed, right? They were edited and rushed to get out by a certain deadline. So maybe that's what this tweet could be referring to. But, you know, it also could just be referring to the fact that Vonderhaar wants to reminisce on the success of Black Ops 3 and how he hopes that Call of Duty 2020 is just as successful as Black Ops 3 was. Or maybe it is referring to the fact that he's currently in the scripting and editing process right now of the COD 2020 trailer. We also heard from Schizoax, from a verified insider, that apparently we're supposed to be getting a teaser this week for Treyarch's next game. So once again, Skizzo is in talks with a verified insider. Hopefully that's true, because if not, that means we would be breaking a record for the latest Call of Duty reveal ever. The latest we ever got a reveal was May 30th, which was last year for Modern Warfare 2019. So we'll just have to wait and see what they end up doing with this game, man. But I want to say Activision knows exactly what they're doing. Considering how successful Warzone and Modern Warfare are right now, they know exactly how they want to plan out their marketing for Treyarch's next game to not interfere with the strong player base of success success we have right now for Infinity Ward's current title. But leave all your thoughts on this down below in the comment section. This has been dkdynamite. That was leaked gameplay of the canceled Black Ops 4 campaign. We're going to go ahead and roll the campaign as raw footage, no commentary, so you guys can really dive into whatever the hell that was supposed to be. But really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everyone.
Update on the CEO.
Negative. We're still...
Command, there's just been an explosion at the monastery. Squad, let's go! Command, we're near the monastery.
The CEO should be in...
Command, we're near the monastery.
The CEO should be in there. Watch your fire and make sure the civilians are safe.
Affirmative.
Civilians are safe.
Affirmative.
Are entrenched at the plaza east of your position.
We're on the move.
Group of terrorists are entrenched at the plaza east of your position.
We're on the move.